Hey, what is going on, folks? Lloyd here, back again with another video. It's been a long time, but I'm back, and welcome to my Ariel Rider X-Class 52V e-bike review. And yes, I'll talk about some of the minor mods that you saw in that B-roll, so stay tuned for that. But I put timestamps for this video, so in case your attention span is extremely short to non-existent, go ahead and click whichever chapters intrigues you. It's down in the description, pinned in the comments as well, and it's in the video subscriber below. Okay, so before I get started, quick disclaimer, I'm not an e-bike expert nor a bike expert. However, I've owned, fixed, and ridden a few bikes here and there. Plus, I used to have a very powerful electric scooter called the Set 10 Plus, and so with this e-bike, it feels like a regular bike plus a powerful electric scooter coming together to form this e-bike. Also, Ariel Rider did not send me this e-bike. I purchased this with my own money, and this review is solely based on my experience and opinion. Alright, so first things first is the brand. Ariel Rider is a US-based e-bike brand, and they're actually located somewhere here in the greater Seattle area where I reside, and they've been around for a few years now, and so they're no stranger to the e-bike market. I'm actually subscribed to a few Ariel Rider experts that resides here in the greater Seattle area, such as Splices, Adobo Moto, and Mason Jagat, so go ahead and check them out. Their contents are pretty dope. I'll link them down in the description, but they focus a lot on PEVs such as the Ariel Rider. Anyway, as I said, I'm no e-bike expert. However, I do tech videos and reviews, and this e-bike has some pretty gnarly tech in it. So what better way to start this video by starting with the specs. At the time that this video was made, the X-Class now only comes in one pretty powerful version. There used to be two a few years ago, which was a 48 volt and a 52 volt, but mine is the 52 volts version. However, this one that I have is somewhat of a slightly less upgraded generation. More on that later. Anyway, it's got a single 1000 watt rear hub motor that peaks at 2000 watt, an 18 amp hours of battery power, and a 936 watt hour for battery life capacity, as well as a pretty decent throttle only range in my opinion, all in stock mode. It also comes with a high quality adjustable suspension in the front and the rear, as well as these awesome Tektro hydraulic brakes for both the front and back, and the brake rotor is a 180mm disc rotor for the front and back as well. Now, Ariel Rider claims it's got a range of 75 plus miles, but keep in mind that this bike comes with pedals, so you can probably achieve that 75 miles range, heck maybe even 100 plus miles of range in pedal assist mode, no doubt, depending on your weight, riding style, weather condition, but it's probably achievable only if you keep the pedal assist to the lowest level and occasionally maybe turning it off too. And the range is also dependent on your overall health, physical condition, and all that stuff, because only a select number of folks can power cycle for that many miles. The bike goes fast enough and possibly be considered a moped depending on where you live and the local laws around your area, as it goes up to 36 miles per hour in unlocked mode. However, I did test it out using my phone's GPS, and it's actually only 32 miles per hour. But obviously, the more speed you go though, especially with throttle only, the hungrier the battery gets, and so the range will drop significantly with aggressive riding, say at 28 or 30 miles per hour. If you leave in stock 20 miles per hour class 2 e-bike mode that it comes right out of the box, then you'll most likely be able to achieve anywhere from 35 to 40 miles of range with that 936 watt hour battery life capacity. I haven't tested it down to full drain battery yet, and I'll probably never do that, but when I did my own range throttle only test, I managed to do about 23 miles, which is plenty for me, and I still had about 1 bar of battery left. Now keep in mind, this is in unlock mode, throttle only, with riding speeds ranging from 20 to 33 miles per hour. Different kinds of terrain, steep, rolling hills, and all that. I did test it out as well as semi-low pedal assist mode going 20 miles per hour, and I was able to get 40 miles of range, give or take, and I still had roughly about 2 bars of battery left. As far as pricing goes, it fluctuates quite a bit depending on the season, and to be honest, e-bikes aren't like e-scooters where you can get ones for as low as like 400 bucks or so and get a pretty decent range of maybe 8 to 17 miles, as e-bikes are usually pretty expensive right off the bat. A few months before I purchased this e-bike and when I was just doing my research, the X-Class 52V cost $2,500 USD, which was too pricey for me back then, but around early May 2022, I did receive an email marketing notification from Ariel Rider stating they're having this spring sale or something like that, and the cost went down to $2,200. So I got this e-bike for just $2,200. Keep in mind though, there's inflation going on right now globally at the time of making this video, and I saw a few posts back in 2021, and it seems that this 52-volt version actually only cost $2,100 back then. So yeah, just keep an eye out for occasional price hike and drop, folks. But unlike Super73, which is a well-known electric bike company out there that's been around since 2016, I'm not paying for the brand name, logo, major influencer or celebrity marketing and all that, and I'm actually getting an amazing performance and quality at a fraction of Super73's price. For me personally, Super73 reminds me of Boosted Boards days when it was a huge hype, they dominated the e-skate community and all that, and with Super73, you know, you get all this hype and stuff from, like, say, Casey Neistat, all the celebrities, YouTubers, and you name it. And you know, basically they get this hype and you get all this squad everywhere. And by the way, folks, quick interruption. On May 28, 2022, Ariel Rider just released a slightly upgraded version of the 52 volts X-Class on Ariel Rider's website, and they currently no longer have this version that I have, which is kind of annoying as I just got this e-bike about 5 weeks ago after they released it. I feel like a special free or discounted upgrade to OG X-Class 52 volts folks who recently purchased their e-bike should be honored, kind of like what some other PEV companies out there does. One of them is Apollo e-scooters, but it's okay. Anyway, let's go to my computer real quick. The newer version is still the same 52 volts 1000 watt motor, but this time with slightly beefier 20 amp hour battery instead of the 18 amp hour battery, as well as some lighting improvements such as a rear turn signal, which kind of reminds me actually of Voro Motors Roadrunner electric scooter. Here's a screenshot of that, as well as a better and brighter headlights. It apparently also now comes with a Bafang hub motor, custom made for Ariel Rider. Also, on May 30, 2022, which was a Memorial Day holiday here in the United States, Ariel Rider released a step-through version of this e-bike based on customers' feedback. So yeah, there's like two different looks for this e-bike now. One is a slight upgrade, while the other is somewhat of a redesign, though with similar components. Anyway, back to my review. As far as build quality goes, this e-bike is an absolute unit. It weighs 80 pounds with the stock battery, somewhat of a tall riding height, but that's because I'm only 5'8", so I'm tippy-toeing a little bit, and it definitely takes a bit of strength to lift it up. I don't recommend lifting it up many flights of stairs, especially if you live in a no elevator apartment and if you have to take the stairs or something like that. But if you have a car garage like I do, or a place to store your bike securely in your home or apartment complex, then that's super dope. I've had this electric bike for 5 weeks now, and I've already put in 400 miles. It comes in 3 colors, but I chose the blue one simply because it looks dope, doesn't look emo, stands out from the crowd, and I feel like every single PEV riders out there, very guilty here back in the day, either goes for darker or neutral color for their ride, and I want something different this time around. I also feel like it's just unique, but I can always plasti dip this in matte black, add some metallizer just to make it look more aggressive if I get tired of the blue color. So no big deal, but for now, I'm really digging the black and blue color combination. Now the style is inspired by Cafe Racer motorcycle looks, and it's not bad as far as comfort goes, but I did switch out the handlebar stem, which I will talk more about later, and the overall frame is aluminum alloy, which is pretty common amongst high-powered personal electric vehicles because of its lightweight and durability. It also comes with adjustable front alloy suspension and a rear suspension that has rebound adjustment for better handling and support. As far as stopping power goes though, the Ariel Rider X-Class comes with front and rear hydraulic disc brakes by Tektro, which is a pretty well-known brake brand in the biking community, kind of like Shimano, and it comes with 180mm disc rotors for extra stopping power, which is especially crucial when riding at higher speeds. It also comes with a 7-speed Shimano shifter, which is great for getting some workouts in if you just want to pedal like a regular bike. Now the next one are the tires. It's got a decent knobby CST 20x4 fat tire, and I personally find them good enough, especially for off-roading, though they're quite loud on pavements. I'm planning to change my tires to the V tires or Zugo road tires simply because they look minimalistic and it kind of gives a quieter ride, especially on pavements. Now the Mudguard is your typical bike mudguard, I guess. They're not stylish, nor they're not made out of hard plastic material, kind of like my e-scooter, but it does its job in the rain or mud. I did remove the front mudguard though, mainly because there are moments when the front tire touches the mudguard, especially when I do jumps, and it somewhat bottoms out. Speaking of rain, I've ridden my Ariel Rider twice in the rain, and it functions really well, just like your typical bike ride in the rain, I suppose. So there's really nothing much to say here, aside from it being a nice and weatherproof e-bike. Unlike with electric scooters, those X4 IP54 claims. They're usually pending, and for the most part, they're not as water resistant as they claim on paper. Alright, so for the throttle, it's a half twist throttle, which is nice and feels natural. Not like those thumb throttle, which I believe some of the older 48V and 52V Ariel Rider X-Class had, or even what Super73 has. And this one is very nice for my overall riding comfort, as it still allows me to grip the whole handlebar without letting one of my fingers go. Now this e-bike is almost awesome, and some of the stuff I don't like is out of the box and more of a nitpicky thing, to be honest, and solely just for my preference. I also know that a lot of these can be changed or customized. I'm part of multiple Ariel Rider X-Class Facebook groups, including mods and all that stuff, and I've seen some pretty dank customizations, but it would be nice if it came right out of the box with some of these features already available. The first one, again, is the Mudguard. I find that the rear mudguard doesn't quite do much in muddy or dirty road conditions, so I think they could have extended the mudguard a tad bit more. Second thing I don't like is the pegs. It's really nice, but I wish they opted for a grip tape for extra grip, no slippage of feet and all that stuff, because my girlfriend's feet did slip a few times, but it's all good. I'll just add some grip tape myself in the future. Third is the screen. I got spoiled by my Visette 10 Plus electric scooter showing me the voltage of the battery. In the Ariel Rider X-Class, it's just your typical battery bar, speed, which is not super accurate, and it also has your typical trip odometer, pedal assist mode you're in, regular and advanced settings. But like I said, it's a bike after all, and it's got some pedals, so I'm not too stressed about having to do the walk of shame if a battery runs out, unlike with my e-scooters. I'm very active and can pedal for many miles, so no biggie. Fourth, it doesn't have a built-in horn, though it does have a bell. But I feel like for a motorcycle style e-bike, they should have at least put a horn, even if it's not that loud. But no big deal again. I have my loud bicycle mini honk with me, which is extremely loud and sounds like a car. Fifth dislike is its security features. I wish it came with an NFC style of unlocking and powering the bike. Now I know the battery is removable, which is nice, but then again, it's pointless though, I think, in my opinion, just because, come on, it's a bike with pedals and literally anyone can steal this and pedal away if they want to, or walk away if they want, even if there's no battery involved, and they can just purchase their own conversion kit and all that, or maybe even sell it for parts. Other than that though, I think this e-bike's still pretty solid out of the box, especially if this is your first, second, or third e-bike. Alright, as I said at the beginning of this video, I did some minor customizations for this e-bike. The first one is the bike ride's posture. I switched the stem to 90-degree angle stem, as the bike comes in a cafe racer style riding stance, and it somewhat hurts my lower back a little bit when riding long distance, so this slight bump in height definitely added some nice comfort while riding, especially in long distance. Speaking of comfort, the X-Class came in a short saddle with room at the back to put some cargo basket and other shenanigans, but I went a different route and swapped this short saddle to a longer saddle from Hippo Fighter 18 on eBay, just because I have my girlfriend that occasionally rides with me. Plus, I enjoy the slightly softer seat. Next one is I vinyl wrapped the battery to protect it from minor dings and scratches. The other mod I did is with the headlights. I like the motorcycle look, but I don't like the stock BA20D LED bulb it came with, as it wasn't bright enough to light up the road in front of me. So I opted for 2000 lumens LED headlight bulb instead, while keeping the headlight housing the same. I also switched it up and moved it up to the upper portion, since it was sitting pretty low and it wasn't quite to my liking, especially when the light hits the road. Next is a pretty simple customization. I tidied up the cables. These were literally a huge mess of tentacles when I got them, and so I used this cable management thing I got off of Amazon, which I actually use for my electric scooter, my electronics here at home, as well as a couple of plugs here and there, and it works, and it just makes the bike looks clean. I also put this Ford F-150 steel moly panel at the back so I can strap, say, like my tools pouch, speaker, water bottle, pump, along with many other things. I also just like the overall looks of it. And finally, the last mod and most standout mod that I did is I added a second battery. It's a 52 volts, 20 amp hours, 48 BMS battery from Unit Pack Power Battery. I removed the sticker logo though, since I didn't really want to advertise them, but I also got an FBC battery blender, which is from Electromotivemods. Huge shout out to them, by the way. I'll link their website and YouTube channel down in the description. But basically what this does is it's an added extra range, especially for throttle only. With this extra battery, I'm able to ride in throttle only mode for many miles. I don't really know, but I did a 30+ mile ride with throttle only, and it was pretty awesome, and I still had plenty of battery left. Overall though, Ariel Rider gets a 2 thumbs up recommendation from me. It's very versatile, good looking e-bike, and if you're thinking about saving a little bit of gas money, especially with the high gas prices nowadays, I'd say go for an e-bike such as an Ariel Rider X-Class, or maybe any other brands out there that is just basically electric. Maybe even an e-scooter if you want to. Anyway, that is all for this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try to get back on YouTubing again and post more fun contents. Probably do some travel vlogs here and there and whatnot, as I haven't done those in a while. And we're actually gonna be hitting up a few national parks here in the Washington area pretty soon. And I'll probably bring the Ariel Rider X-Class e-bike along with us, just to make it more fun. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It would really help with the algorithm. But besides that, have a wonderful day or evening wherever you're watching this from, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Peace.